Welcome to Manchester United against Leicester City in the Women's Super League. There were big questions surrounding Manchester United at the start of the season, the biggest of those being, can they challenge Chelsea again without two of their best players in Ona Battier and Alessia Russo, who both left in the summer. So far, so good. Manchester United unbeaten for the season so far, although today there is another question to answer. Will the team be distracted by this week's Champions League qualifier with PSG? And then there's Leicester. They didn't win in the Women's Super League until after Christmas last season. This time around, Willie Kirk's side have a 100% record, 2 wins in the 2 games they've played so far. The question for Leicester is, can they produce against one of the top sides in the league? We can have a look at the teams. We'll start with Manchester United, the home team. 2 of Manchester United's big summer signings are in. Melvin Mellar, who has 2 goals in 2, and Hinata Miwazawa, the World Cup Golden Boot winner. Nikita Paris also makes her first start of the season. For Leicester, Janina Leicester played a crucial role in Leicester's survival last season, and she saved a penalty last week in the 1-0 win against Everton. And now Willie Kirk's side have another German to look out for at the other end of the field in Lena Peterman, who has 2 goals in 2. Plenty of other football going on today on the FA Player. Starting in an hour's time, Manchester City, one of the other favourites for the league this season, facing Bristol City. And you'll also be able to watch in the Championship, Watford against Lewis. That one starts in 2 hours' time. And then there's a full day of action as Brighton take on Tottenham Hotspur later. That's the 4 o'clock kickoff today in the Women's Super League, also on the FA Player. 2 number 10s are the 2 captains, Katie Zellum and Aileen Whelan. Now, at the start of today's game, there will be a minute's silence to remember the innocent victims from the devastating events that have been taking place in Israel and Palestine. So we will pause for that at the start of today's lunchtime fixture.
Please join us in this minute's silence.
Well, last season, Manchester United twice beat Leicester. In this game, it was a 5-1 demolition with a hat-trick from Alessia Russo. She's now moved on, of course. In October, Manchester United also beat Leicester on their own patch. Nikita Paris with a single goal, and that proved to be enough. Today, she is back in the 11. Mark Skinner says she is raring to go. Manchester United to get us started then here. Where we go then, Manchester United against Leicester City in the Women's Super League. In a big week for Manchester United. The question is, how focused are they after the Champions League qualifier on Tuesday night, the deciding game coming up on Wednesday. They can make the group stages of the Women's Champions League, but there was a real intensity about that game against PSG. Do they continue to play with that same level of intensity here, or will they be slightly affected? Willie Kirk's Leicester have started the season brilliantly. They said at the beginning of the campaign that they didn't want another relegation battle. They didn't want this campaign to be like the last one. Well, it has been the perfect start with the wins over Bristol City and Everton. Manchester United, though, of course, a completely different kind of challenge. Easy one to control for Millie Turner, no pressure for her. And to her right, Maya Letizia. Leicester battling hard to win the ball back. And it's back here with Turner. Turner very quickly closed down by Lena Peterman. I think there was a feeling within the Leicester camp that she might take a while to get going, Lena Peterman, but she's got off to a pretty fast start with 2 goals in 2 games. Leicester with a free kick just shy of the halfway line. The Brazilian, Jace, missing out today. Understand that she's being rested ahead of the Champions League game, which is coming on Wednesday. So an opportunity for Manchester United fans to see Miyazawa and also Melvin Mallar, who has started the season so well. 2 big goals for her in 2 games. Manchester United's games have been pretty entertaining so far, edge of the seat stuff for Manchester United fans. Got the equalising goal in the game against PSG in the week to give themselves a fighting chance in the second leg. And of course the Arsenal game was full of drama, the 2-2 draw. Chloe Lacasse with a fine strike to level the match right at the end of the game, and it's been a season full of late goals and late equalisers and late winners for Manchester United so far. Letizia with a hopeful ball forward that will be picked up here on the left-hand side of defence and rolled all the way back to Janina Leicester. CJ Bott, the New Zealand international, starting on the right-hand side of defence here. Now moving the ball into a dangerous area. Manchester United looking to pounce here. Paris with the through ball, and Lucia Garcia has a great opportunity, but she runs into Janina Leicester, who was pretty quickly off of her goal line to gather up here for Leicester City. Well, it's a big let-off after the loose pass by CJ Bott. Paris looking for Garcia. And Janina Leicester, who's been so impressive again this season, very quickly out. Here comes another Manchester United attack. CJ Bott making the clearance on this occasion. Here is Mary Earps. Had a pretty tough start to the season with all of the talk of a potential move to Arsenal, which never came off. But she has been under the microscope, and she has said herself that she hasn't exactly been enjoying the focus on her and her every move. On the pitch, though, she has been her usual brilliant self. Leicester building on the right-hand side here. Looking for the free kick, but the whistle never comes. Gabby George, though, has stayed down after the challenge. And she will need some treatment here. She may just have been caught by Kaiman, who was trying to break forwards. And the referee, Adewumye Sunei, calling across the medical staff for Gabby George. Well, Manchester United have had to make some pretty big moves in order to replace some of the players who have moved on. Onabatie, of course, leaving Manchester United over the summer. And Gabby George has come in on the opposite side and been able to provide that left footer. Built up a really good partnership with Leah Galton, who's on the bench. Doesn't look in particularly good shape here, though. Well, I think it's going to be a stretcher. Marriott's making her 100th appearance for the club today. Across to provide some support for Gabby George. And of course we hope that she will be okay and that the injury isn't too serious, although it doesn't exactly look good at the moment. And so in the early stages here, Mark Skinner has a decision to make. Will be forced into a change that he certainly wouldn't have been expecting with just 7 minutes of the game gone. Manchester United have plenty of strength in depth, though, on that bench. Gabby George is at least able to walk to the side of the field, which is hopefully good news in the longer term. I can't imagine, given the way that she's walking, that she'll be continuing the match, though. Best wishes to Gabby George. Hopefully it's a swift recovery. Well, Jade Riviera is the one who is about to come on here. Manchester United potentially would have been hoping to rest her ahead of the Champions League game in midweek, but Jade Riviera onto the field, replacing the injured Gabby George. And we're just about ready to get back underway. Well, this was a real feature of Leicester's performance against Everton last week. They were pressing really high from goal kicks, and they've won the ball back here. But it will be a Manchester United goal kick. Really aggressive tactics from Leicester City. And that's certainly part of the way that Willie Kirk likes the team to play. Wants them to dominate from the front. Marriott's not taking any risks. Goes long looking for Mallard. Manchester United throwing on this left-hand side. Hannah Blundell has switched across towards the left-hand side, a role that we saw her play plenty of times last season. And that means Riviera can move across to right back with Gabby George going off. Mallard with the heavy touch. Hayley Ladd able to tidy things up, and Laetitia looks across towards the left-hand side, but it's Courtney Nevin, the Australian, who comes racing forward. Leicester like to stay up inside opposition territory. They play in many ways in a very similar way to Manchester United. Like to keep the ball, quick passing. Very aggressive, as you'll see with the challenge, which comes in from Shannon O'Brien. Good pressure by Leicester again, Nina Peterman coming across. One big chance of note in the game so far, with Thea Garcia with the opportunity having been fed through by Nikita Paris. A mistake at the back by Leicester City. Willie Kirk said before the start of the game that he really feels as though there will be chances in this game, that Manchester United do give you opportunities to score goals. It's just when you're in those positions, you have to take your chances. And that's something that Leicester struggled with last season. Only scored 15 goals in the Women's Super League. Made some good progress here. Missy Goodwin trying to break forward on the right-hand side. Ran into Millie Turner, though. Well, the injury to Gabby George just affecting the momentum of the game ever so slightly. Particularly for Manchester United, who now have to adapt. Blundell's pass, and here is Miyazawa. Foul on Nikita Paris, right under the nose of the referee as well, and that will be a free kick for Manchester United, who aren't necessarily flowing in the early stages. Space here on the left-hand side for Blundell to come forward here. Hannah Blundell's pass. Now Mallard. Can't find the room for the shot. She was quickly closed down, and Missy Goodwin can tidy up and get the ball back to her goalkeeper, Janina Leitzig. Not the best clearance away from her. And Sophie Howard had seen enough of that. Swipes that one away. United back on the attack. Miyazawa trying to break. Leicester trying to pass away to safety here. Missy Goodwin, lucky to see the ball drop to Tierney. Laetitia to Riviera. Loves these forward positions, and off she goes here into a crossing position, tracked by Shannon O'Brien, who is back. And she shows good strength and good skill, although she has conceded the corner, first corner of the game here for Manchester United. Excellent pressure by Mark Skinner's side. And forward here comes Katie Zellum to take this one. Had some success from the corner in the Champions League in midweek, Manchester United. And it's a good-looking ball towards Mallard, who picks up the pieces but stumbles as she goes for goal. It's a real mess in there, and eventually Leicester City have cleared the ball away. Zellum will get another go here. Well, she thought she was about to, but there is a Leicester player who is down inside the penalty area, And again, the physio teams who are being kept pretty busy here, making their way onto the field, this time for Leicester. Well, Malar was the one who received the ball and then had another go on goal here. But as she tried to fire goalwards, she ran into a couple of challenges, and that was, I think, Shannon O'Brien, who's gone sliding in and is currently down. Yeah, Shannon O'Brien, who is now up and receiving treatment. An eventful start to the game, but the two biggest incidents so far are probably the two injuries. Gabby George offered the field, and now Shannon O'Brien, who went flying in there to get the ball off of Melvin Malar. Hobbles to the side of the pitch here. And we'll wait to see what happens with Shannon O'Brien. So momentarily Leicester are down to 10 players. Looks as though Shannon O'Brien will be okay to continue here for Leicester. And Katie Zellum can continue here on the right-hand side. Doesn't get too much of a chance to do too much with the ball. Instantly under pressure. And then an overhit pass from Maya Leticia. Goes out of play for a goal kick. Well, Leicester trying to pass the ball around on the edge of their own penalty area, but Nevin, who moved into a more central position, having started the game at left back, sent the ball out of play. Here's Riviera. Into Hayley Ladd, just about able to control the pass back. Peterman couldn't get away from Riviera, who was recovering. And then the pass from Turner is intercepted. CJ Bott brings Leicester up into Manchester United's half. Kyman's pass onto Whelan. Good looking attack this for Leicester. And now O'Brien, who is back onto the field, wins a corner. Well, Leicester, who were under some pressure at the other end of the field, do well to get themselves into a more attacking position here. And Janice Kyman, who arrived this summer from Lyon, comes across to take this corner kick. Kyman floats in a ball, which Earps punches away. And Leicester try and win it back, but it's Manchester United who are able to clear. And Janina Leitzik comes a long way. Good recovery by Lucia Garcia. Well, Manchester United face PSG on Wednesday in the decider for the Champions League. Their game was abandoned yesterday, PSG, after fireworks were thrown onto the field. Wonder how that will affect them. Leicester on the attack here. Nevin delivers a brilliant looking ball. It's the best chance of the game so far for Leicester. Janice Kyman couldn't connect. And in the end, there's no trouble for Mary Earps, but it was a brilliant breakaway here by Nevin, the Australian. Forced her way into a crossing position on the left-hand side and delivered a really good ball as well. Kyman might just be kicking herself that she didn't do more. Manchester United winning the second ball. Nikita Paris was there. And Sophie Howard turns into some trouble, but there to recover it, poke away. Helped on by Missy Goodwin. And Whelan trying to spin, but there's no room in there. She was quickly closed down by Manchester United. And now Leticia flings the ball forwards, finding Paris, who's away. Nikita Paris sees the effort, well saved by Janina Leipzig. Lovely ball forward here, fabulously found, and Nikita Paris struck it pretty well. Good save though. Well, in actual fact, the flag was raised for an offside. Leipzig's ball away, clipped over the top and into a wide position for Shannon O'Brien. O'Brien pokes it through here for Leicester, who will go for goal. And Mary Earps is quite happy to watch that one sail over the top of the bar. Half chance for Leicester. And Whelan connects, but just couldn't keep the effort down. Manchester United's World Cup Golden Glove winner, Mary Earps, with the big clearance away. Plenty of players gathering on that left-hand side, flicking the ball on. Tierney trying to get there. Here comes Nevin. She loses out. Manchester United with Zellum now. Blundell with the pass back towards Turner. So far, these two looking fairly evenly matched. Yet to see Mary Earps tested all that much. She has watched a couple of chances head wide. Still the best opportunity of the game fell to Lucia Garcia. But Janina Leipzig came out pretty quickly and made a pretty smart stop to deny her. And it's that long ball over the top for Manchester United. Well, they're unable to find a way through. And that's because Josie Green is back there to make the challenge. Paris trying to flick it through towards Lucia Garcia. Well, clearly Manchester United have done their homework on Leicester City and realise that they do quite often play a high defensive line. We've seen that long ball over the top a couple of times. All a bit more congested back there at the moment. And that challenge always looked a bit unfair from Nikita Paris. Howard's long ball forward. Easily picked up here by Riviera. Doesn't have it for long though. Now Tierney twists into trouble. Lab with the challenge. Miyazawa trying to get something going. Leicester hustle pretty hard in that central area. Not giving Manchester United the room to play in the way that they would normally like. Nice 1-2 here from Mallard. And now there is some space. Manchester United break forward. Mallard the wrong side of CJ Botts, and Nikita Paris with a chance, well saved by the feet of Janina Leipzig. Quick breakaway by Manchester United, led here by Mallard. The angle here was always difficult for the effort on goal, so waited for the run of Nikita Paris. And there wasn't really enough on the shot to test the goalkeeper. Here is Lads. Lad feeds it through. United on the attack again. Nikita Paris is stopped in her tracks by CJ Botts, who gets back to make a vital challenge. Well, Manchester United just going up through the gears here. 2 chances in quick succession. But again, Nikita Paris is denied. Well, here comes Katie Zellum, the captain. Manchester United looking for the breakthrough. Zellum delivers. And Leicester came, but she wasn't able to claim it. One of her own players taking the decision to clear away. Fed back in by Letizia. And it drops into the arms of Janina Leipzig. While Leicester living rather dangerously at the back. And they get pretty lucky here. See Goodwin looking for the run of Janice Kuytman. Turner who's there, and Earps with the clearance away. CJ Botts, well, made the challenge and then got pretty lucky in making the block. I don't think she was really even looking at the ball, otherwise Miyazawa would have been away. Here comes the Leicester pressure. Riviera coolly back to Mary Earps. Now Blundell steps beyond Missy Goodwin. And the challenge is unfair on Nikita Paris. Josie Green was rather too enthusiastic. And that will be her last warning. Mallard showing the skill, perhaps in an area where Hannah Blundell wouldn't necessarily have wanted that kind of skill, but she received the pass well. Letizia said she was really disappointed to miss out on the World Cup in Australia and New Zealand, having made the provisional squad. Her target is Euro 2025. A strong start to the season for her, and she wants the ball here, receives it from Blundell. Shifts it wide to Riviera. Good pressure again from Leicester, but it has been bypassed here by Manchester United, and Nikita Paris is away. Finds Garcia. And she'll have another go here, Lucia Garcia. Plays the pass to Zellum, pushed away by Janina Leipzig. Came in at a really nice height for the Leicester City goalkeeper, given away by Leicester. Well, there have been moments at the back where Leicester City have got themselves in a spot of bother. Brilliant break here by Nikita Paris, but there was just no room for Lucia Garcia to find her way through. In the end, a relatively routine stop for Janina Leipzig. United corner, delivered deep, and Lena Peterman is back there to make the header away. Well, here they come, Manchester United. Miyazawa finds some room for the delivery into the area. And here comes the shot from Katie Zellum. Well blocked by Howard, who is back there on the edge of the 6-yard box. Good spell of pressure this from Manchester United. Half an hour in though, and we are still goalless here. Mallard losing possession. And then Peterman able to carry the ball away. Not seen much yet from the Leicester City number 9. But as we've seen from her this season, she just needs a moment to make her mark. And the two Manchester United centre-backs, Laetitia and Turner, will be all too aware of what Lena Peterman is all about. Here's Katie Zellum. With room to move forward, shifts it wide. Malar has switched from the left-hand side to the right-hand side. Manchester United trying to keep Leicester City guessing here. Hayley Labb with the flick around the corner. And Malar gets onto the ball to find Nikita Paris. Paris delivers, and the delivery is slightly behind Lucia Garcia. And Leicester City can bring the ball away. Well, they're not hanging around here, Manchester United. Garcia, covered by CJ Botts. Now Zellum. Zellum's pass straight out of play. Throw in here for Leicester. Pressure here on Janina Leipzig. He plays a rather risky ball forward, but that's the way that Leicester City play. High risk, high rewards. And they've made a good break forward here up into midfield after a spell of intense Manchester United pressure. Missy Goodwin might need some support here. Loses out in the battle with Hannah Blundell. And Manchester United win the throw-in. Well, based on the start of the season, there won't be too many teams that roll Leicester over. They are not the same side that we saw at the beginning of last term. They're certainly not even the same side that we saw in the second half of last season, even though they were very good at the end of the last campaign under Willie Kirk. They have made some big name signings. Janina Leipzig was a massive coup for the club. Janice Kaiman, Lena Peterman, they are the sort of signings that you would expect to see from a team who are challenging for a top 5 position in the league. There are new standards at Leicester. Ball in the face here. Tierney receiving the attentions of the physio team. Sam Tierney has been so central for Leicester and their brilliant start to the season. Played a brilliant ball last week in the second half against Everton to set up the chance for the only goal of the game for Lena Peterman. And after the game, Willie Kirk said that tactically she's the most intelligent player that he's worked with since Izzy Christiansen, who of course then went on to play for England multiple times. And there's certainly a feeling that Sam Tierney could be heading that way. At the other end of the field, treatment here for Janina Leipzig. Well, this wouldn't be good news for Leicester. Well, Janina Leipzig, of course, such a hero last week with the penalty save in the game against Everton, but what has been so incredible this season is that she has faced far fewer shots than she did in the last campaign. So while she is statistically still very much up there in terms of her save percentage in the Premier League and all of the good stats that you would expect to see a goalkeeper performing well in, she's really high up the charts. But Leicester certainly haven't been as open at the back as they were in the last campaign. For now, she's okay to continue, Janina Leipzig. Looks as though possibly it's a hamstring problem. And Tierney also back onto the pitch Leicester have 11 again. And Riviera bringing the ball forward. Brought down by Shannon O'Brien. United were waiting for the whistle, all a bit frantic, as O'Brien is the latest one to be sent rolling to the floor. Off goes Mallard. Can't combine with Nikita Paris. And Peterman, good at holding the ball up. Does well to keep it for Leicester. Mallard so tenacious, very quickly in with the challenge. Leicester clear away. Now Missy Goodwin on the break. Spotted the run and does ever so well to sweep away, just as things were starting to open up here for Leicester. You really can't take your eye off this game. Both Manchester United and Leicester really at each other. Here comes Miyazawa, looking to play the pass through. Garcia was away, but there just wasn't quite enough on the pass, slightly undercooked for Miyazawa. Pressure on Josie Green. Well, even though she is only very much new to the setup at Manchester United, they seem to be really missing the direct running of the Brazilian Jace. Or Jay-Z, as some people like to refer to her, but I'll refrain from doing that. Miyazawa trying to get something going here for Manchester United. Leicester battling hard to win it back, bringing the ball away from danger for now. Missy Goodwin with lovely feet, wins a throw-in. Brilliant challenge. Well, it looked like a good challenge, and that's the appeal from Leicester, but the whistle has been blown. Riviera was looking for the give and go. Nevin had other ideas, but Nevin penalised for the challenge. The whistle comes from the referee. Sune gives a free kick to Manchester United. Well, Manchester United trying to make their move down the right-hand side. I feel that the free kick was slightly wasted. 5 minutes to go until half-time. We're going to have a chunk of additional time, though, you feel, with the injuries that we've had in this game. We've had a big stoppage with Gabby George going down. We've had Leipzig and Tierney both on the ground at certain stages. Here's Zellum. Now, Miyazawa. To get themselves out of a tight spot. Letizia looking to work it through the central area, unable to find a way beyond Tierney, who came bursting through. Millie Turner. Manchester United do have a tendency to ramp things up just before the half-time whistle. Well, of course, with Chelsea winning yesterday, does add extra importance here for the likes of Manchester United if they want to be challenging at the top again. The standard is you have to try and win every single game. It's a tough division, the Women's Super League. Manchester United could be in trouble here. They would have been had Letizia not anticipated the pass through. Good interception from her. Lab brings the ball away. She was fouled, but the referee is playing an advantage here. Garcia was fouled, and the referee blows the whistle. Nevin is there, and it looks as though Nevin is going into the book. Well, the referee points out that she made a challenge just moments ago that was a bit unfair. And, well, she doesn't really get anywhere near to the ball. Yellow card for Courtney Nevin. What can Manchester United create, though, from this free kick here? Katie Zellum lifts the ball in, and there's a bit too much on it, and it doesn't reach Melvin Mallard. Well, usually we expect a bit more from Katie Zellum and her set pieces. Leipzig was carrying that injury earlier on in the game. Seems to be okay, at least for now. Anna Peterman can't turn. Not under the pressure from Millie Turner. Lashes out as she tries to win the ball back. Manchester United with another free kick. Pressure is on here for Leicester before the half-time whistle. And Zellum's pass to Mallard finds her in an offside position. And the ball is instantly given back to Leicester City. That's a brilliant turn away by Josie Green. Received a pass that she didn't really want, but she managed to swivel away from trouble. Leicester just haven't been able to get much going in the final third of the field. Real credit to the Manchester United defence, who are working ever so hard to keep them away from goal-scoring chances. Although it has to be said that Leicester have been a second-half team so far this season. They were brilliant in the second half against Bristol City on the opening day. And they scored in the second half against Everton last week to get another 3 points. Willie Kirk is master of the tactics so far, keeping Manchester United pretty quiet here. Off goes Mallard. Runs into CJ Bott. Miyazawa.
Referee has indicated a minimum of 7 minutes of added time.
Well, we did think there will be plenty of additional time at the end of this first half. A minimum of 7 minutes here. Tini's touch. Back towards Green. Gets away from Garcia. Whelan having to shield the ball to keep Letizia away from winning it back. Does well to reach around the corner. Whelan glanced across towards the referee there. Miyazawa did look as though she came across with a late challenge, but the referee happy for play to continue. Earp's pass overhit. Leicester were trying to open things up down the left-hand side. Lena Peterman challenged by Letizia. And feeling the effects of the challenge, she's gone down pretty heavily here. Maybe a surprise not to hear the whistle for a free kick. Now, Letizia not so happy that she wasn't able to continue. Riviera lifting into the penalty area, drops pretty kindly, and it's rattled onto the crossbar. Miyazawa arriving with a brilliant chance to score just before half-time, and unbelievably she sees the effort come back off of the crossbar. Fabulously worked here by Manchester United, who got the flick on off of a Leicester head. Miyazawa with a glorious chance, but it doesn't cross the goal line, and then Malar heads the effort over the top. Nata Miyazawa with a brilliant hit, caught it really well, but it just goes smashing onto the bar and off of the goal line. Big let-off here for Leicester. Unbelievable that that didn't cross the line. Malar. Looks like a really good signing for Manchester United. Wins possession, plays the pass, Zelem is there, back to Malar. Malar spins, thought about the effort on goal, played the pass to Zelem. Zelem having to fight pretty hard to keep it away from Leicester's midfielders. And now Zelem lifting one over the top. Miyazawa. And now Lads. Miyazawa for Manchester United here. Well, it was deflected, but it took the ball into the arms of Janina Leicester. Could so easily have taken it in a slightly different way here. Miyazawa with two good chances just before half-time. Another good save by Janina Leicester. Lads. Through to Miyazawa. Good-looking ball, Nikita Paris with the flick on. And then a Peterman eventually able to bring the ball away to safety here on the left. Good fighting back by Hayley Ladd, steals possession. Off of Shannon O'Brien on the left. Leticia, fabulous distribution. Riviera feeds it wide, looking for Paris. Garcia demanding the ball through the middle. Pass never arrived. Now Peterman, but Leicester just can't get anything going here. They'll do well to get themselves in at half-time with the scoreline level at 0-0. We have a minute and a half to go before the break. And Manchester United are trying to force their way forward again. Riviera with a crossing opportunity, feeds in towards Garcia. Brilliant stop. Leipzig is there to push around the post. Fabulous run by Garcia, and she was superbly found here. Darted away from Howard, found the space. But the effort in towards the front post is brilliantly stopped. United corner is hooked away. Miyazawa unable to turn it back in there. Lovely touch by Blundell. Zellum is still over on the right-hand side, forward from the corner. Another delivery turned away. Miyazawa back into the danger zone. And Leicester will be quite happy to see Yanina Leipzig come across, gather the ball in, and offer the defence a bit of breathing room here. Oh, Leicester so careless, and they give the ball away again at the back. Malar unable to do too much with it. They have made a few mistakes at the back, Leicester, in this first half, where they've given United chances that they didn't really need to. Slightly uncharacteristic from them. It's not the way we've seen them perform more recently under Willie Kirk. Well, Manchester United might be wondering how they haven't scored before half-time. Miyazawa going down the tunnel with perhaps the best chance to score just before the break. She hit the crossbar and saw the ball cannon off of the goal line. And Leicester managed to hold on. And so they go down the tunnel at half-time with the scoreline.